Yeah, generally how I divided it up, and this is just me, I mean, it's whatever works for you, but I like to do, say, I was starting on Monday, I do only drills for section 1, say on Monday. You go do the drill, look over it, do a drill, look over it. Basically, you know, I didn't stick to exactly 2 hours every night, I just kind of did them until I was sick of them, basically. And then say the next night do section 2, the next time do section 3, and then when you find the ones, as you do the drills, you're going to find the ones that you're, say, not as strong on, and you're going to know the ones then that you are good on. Just kind of, it's about dividing your time and kind of, say, master the ones that you are good at. Don't just leave them, because, you know, you want to make sure you get them all right, so master them, and then obviously work on the ones you're not doing so well as well. And then obviously try to get a practice test in every now and then. Don't just do drills the whole time, because it is important to do the test. And when you do the test, time yourself and stick to the time, because there's no point. You have to train yourself to work within the time limit really from the start, I found. Okay. For some things, I mean, probability, I remember, came in handy a bit, but I mean, like, you're not allowed to calculate or anything, and there's not really going to be any question that's really maths heavy. It's only, they tend to be more logic. I think that you've been going over, I suppose you've gone over some of them already. And it's not massively important, I would say. Yeah.
What would you say is the best way to improve on section 2?
Section 2 I found was really just, you just have to, like, it was definitely my least favourite section, because it's a bit wishy-washy, I guess. I found that you just kind of, I just did the questions, and as I was doing them, I thought you kind of get a feel for maybe what they're looking for.
Like practice.
Yeah, but basically, again, it comes down to just practice, put the work in. The percentiles have nothing to do with points. Obviously, we don't know how it's marked 100% certain, so can't really give a score. But I mean, what I used to do was just count back over the ones I had gotten right, and just make a percent of how many I've gotten right, and do that over 300. But I mean, I wouldn't be too bothered about really what scores you're getting, because it doesn't really reflect. I mean, my test scores would have been kind of all over the place, say, especially coming up to the exam. I mean, I was going, maybe I jumped up and down 30, 40 percentile points in between test scores, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. As long as you feel like you're improving, I think that's good.
Yeah. What was your experience like on the exam?
Well, fortunately, I'm not really one for panic. I tend to be pretty calm for exams, but it's fairly daunting, especially if you haven't done anything like it before. I mean, I assume most of you will be doing it in Galway, so you're put into the hall of the college, and it's a big hall. There's going to be hundreds of people there anyway, you know, so it's, on the day I'd say definitely turn up early, like at least whatever they tell you, turn up half an hour earlier, because you know, there's just going to be a lot of people around there. You want to kind of just not be overwhelmed by it, not have to rush or anything. And you really need to allow yourself plenty of time outside of that. You know, just kind of the usuals, go to the bathroom beforehand. You kind of have to, I suppose, what was my experience, I thought it went fine. I kind of got into it, kind of get the head down, just start working through, and that's all you can do really. You can't afford to be spending too much time worrying. well, again, practice, but there is a bit, you just kind of have to get into the mindset of what they're asking you to do, which is just really, it's logic. It's all about just taking the facts that are right there, and you just have to read within exactly what they've given you and work it out. It's section 1 definitely is about you have to just make your brain kind of think the way they want you to think. If you kind of know what I mean. Look, that's as much as I can say. You just kind of have to really, again, it's all about practice, but that's kind of why I like to do them in, say, more blocks, that if you do a few of them one after the other, say the section 1s or the 2s or whatever, you can kind of get more into, understand the mindset that, say, whoever the people set in the exam want you to have, or that you need to have to answer them questions. But yeah, it's like why I do them in blocks rather than doing like one section 1, drill 2, 3, whatever.
How do you balance like the workload with like marks and stuff and then sort of applying for it?
Well, I basically decided that mocks don't matter really. I mean, at the end of the day, who cares what you got in your mocks? I told teachers essentially that, and I failed 2 of my mocks, one of my best subjects, some of my better subjects, because just I told the teachers, look, this is more important. There's plenty of time to catch up after leaving cert. Like I don't have the time to study, and the exams might go on, and your teachers should understand. Like obviously you don't want to completely let go, I'd say, but if you do, I mean, generally teachers are nice enough people, generally. But if you talk to them and explain, they'll probably be able to work something out with you. I know a lot of mine did to kind of they'll advise you what the kind of bare minimum you need to be doing to keep up is. And I mean, you're going to need a good work ethic if you want to get into medicine and do well in medicine. So I assume you'll be able to pick up anything any slack. Kind of say, there's 3 months after the HPAT you're leaving cert, so there's plenty of time.
What was the workload like in first med in comparison to what you used to do for the HPAT?
First med is not nice. I'll tell you that straight out. The first semester of first med it's not nice. Now that said, it's not, compared to leaving cert, the workload isn't that bad. But I mean, you're a college student at that stage, and that's not how you think. I mean, you don't want to be coming home every evening and doing 2-3 hours study, because obviously you're in college, but there are times in first med when, in the first semester especially, you're going to have to do that. There's just, it's not that anything is particularly hard, it's just an awful lot of work. Now it's very manageable if you get on top of it early, but so many people fail at the first semester of first med. Almost half of my class had to repeat something in the summer, just from that semester, because there's a lot of work, and you think it looks manageable, because it is manageable, but it just takes a lot of time, and people get caught, especially if it's your first semester in college. It's not as hard as the HPAT or the leaving cert, but it is a lot of work. And I was actually going to say, I did pre-med, and if any do get the chance to do pre-med, I'd recommend definitely 100% do it, because leaving cert's tough, it's a lot of work, and it's nice, it's really nice to have just a year kind of like 12 hours a week in college and no real kind of study commitments as such, because you're not really going to get that as you progress further along into medicine, unfortunately.
Please join me once again in thanking Sean.